All right, guys, a lot of news today, a lot of bifurcation in the market, too. Decided winners, decided losers. I'm Charles Payne. You're watching Making Money, and we're going to go right to it with the investment pros. We've got Jimmy Awalt with us, Plimsoll, Mark Capital, Managing Director, Scotty Nell Hughes, looking amazing in a new silver. Is that silver?
Sure.
Oh, TPNN.com News Director.
Whatever you want, Charles.
Jim Frischling, by the way, high five. FTNT went down the day after you mentioned it. You said stick with it. It's been a grand slam. You're doing great. Hey, we got, I had the list there. I mean, I've been studying this for a long time, Jim, because I just think this has been misguided. And unfortunately, what's happened in the past is that some of these large corporations that have been embroiled with the battles, whether it was Microsoft, whether it was IBM, they ended up taking their eye off the prize. And for years after this stuff has faded away, they stumbled. Now, this won't happen, of course, with these two companies, but this was completely unnecessary.
Well, again, I think it really was a fight over broadband and the control of it. I think Scotty made the point about getting new channels out there. I think there was concern. I think content providers were cheering this decision because it leaves them in far greater control. I actually prefer your point, Jim's point. Let the market determine these things. But again, there were a lot of people cheering this decision. The small guys, the content providers, they're very happy about this.
The big content providers aren't necessarily so small anymore either, right? Yeah. What do you like?
We've talked in the show on Under Armour. So their forecast disappointed Wall Street, and the stock actually traded down about 5%. And I think that created a great opportunity because we've talked about how good they're doing, how well they're doing in apparel. The NBA playoffs, they're all over this thing, and they're also launching some digital health stuff.
But Golden State lost last night.
No, they won. Came back to win.
No, my God, they won that game last night. It was 105 to 102.
40 points.
Down 20 in the fourth quarter.
No way.
Yeah. Steph Curry.
Oh, my God. But still, I mean, I feel like, Jim, one of these things has to take off. And if I don't see this discretionary thing taking off, I get a little worried.
I'm more comfortable in the staples. I agree with Jim. You can own both. But again, when you see credit card debt coming down, when you see saving rates going up, that tells me you talked about the fear factor not recovering from the reaction to the Great Recession makes me more comfortable in the staples space. And I think you're going to continue to see companies do well, people do well in that space. I like Clorox is what I was going to pick.
And guys like any? It's not what you start with, the commitment to stay with it. You got to keep adding and adding and adding and adding to the ups and downs. That's how you're going to make it. And what's your suggestion?
Yeah, no, I really like that he wants to get started. And I want to think of a blue chip. I thought of Wells Fargo, and we've talked about it before, but it is the best of breed of the large U.S. banks, and they're going to benefit from being a bank and kind of staying out of the whole less investment banking, less New York banking, more good, solid American banking, and I think they're going to be great.
I was in the Air Force. I had a Dean Witter account, and I had 22 shares of this and 3 shares of that. I felt great. I felt proud. Jim?
Actually, I liked Famous Dave's Barbecue. Dave. I was looking at this.
They're out here all the time. I didn't know they were micro-cap.
They're
really?
Under 300 million.
I love their sauce.
And I think they're going through a reorg. I think they're going to close a couple stores. But I think in this day and age, they have a very good product. And I think they're going to be able to put their little boxes, and they're going to grow. I love
the company, and I love the people who work for it. Oh, I didn't even know that. Thanks a lot. Hey,
you're absolutely right. Men are willing to sell the farm. They're willing to sleep with prostitutes if they work for the Secret Service in Colombia and give all our secrets and national security. So, of course, they're willing to give their money, too.
Let's talk to a newlywed for 1 second, okay? You wonder why we kept you out here, right?
Uh-oh. It wasn't for my, well, yes, I do.
So you went through some of these things. You went through both parts of it, right? The spousal courting thing, and then you've made the commitment. How often did money come up?
Thankfully, it did not come up very much as far as I could tell, but I would say I saw practical, I saw responsible, conservative. I will say that being with somebody that actually I felt valued money and appreciated how hard it is, and she works, and how hard it is to get it, and she herself was fiscally and financially responsible. I think that was certainly very attractive to me. Why is she attracted to me? Well, that's why I was attracted to her. Why was she attracted to me? I have no idea.
But still scratching her head.
Still scratching my head.
You have potential.
I got potential. Maybe I can stand on top of Charles's wallet. What I liked about this is for all the things that men said, or according to the study, about strong women and intelligent women, the fact is the men, by large amounts, did not want to be home.
So
they did not want to be home.
But here's the bottom line. Ultimately, men are intimidated by this. By what they say they want in their daughters, ultimately, Jim, to a certain degree, men are intimidated
What
by
does
it as
that
well.
mean?
What does that mean?
Yeah. What does that mean that a man is intimidated by those characteristics?
I didn't take it, and again, I mean, I'm probably speaking just through my own eyes. I didn't see it as intimidated either by the qualities they wanted in their daughter or in their wife. But I did see the study was saying the man still wants to be out and doing a lot more things than being home. In fact, 75% of the men, I think, surveyed, they want to be outside the house. Only a small percentage wanted to be inside the house as a caregiver. So I'm not sure if it's intimidated as much as the man still expects to, well, be a dude.
But I think it also.
But technically, amazing action today and actually hitting some support. So if you like it and you want to get into it, now is a good entry price.
The store traffic at Whole Foods is unbelievable. And in fact, it's made my shopping experience at Fairway far better because the foot traffic has gone from Fairway over to Whole Foods. And I'm telling you, they're doing great things there.
They really are. You like?
I'm in Matt's camp of not caring about Greece, but I am at also Hillary's. Hillary, I am in your camp on Apple. We talked at the end of last week about the importance of earnings. Next week, the biggest company in the world basically tees it up, and people are going to want to listen about share repurchase programs. That's what they're going to hear about because Apple's teed up a massive one, and I think that's what they want.
They bought $54 billion of their own stock last year. When you think about that, that is a GDP of a lot of countries. It's almost hard to fathom that they were able to do that.